Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for Black Ink Chicago, Season 4, Episode 12. So, filler episode, right? Don't you agree? Shouldn't take long to get through this review, you guys. Let's get to it, shall we? Alright, you guys, so the show opens with Charmaine. She's at work with her girl Danielle. I guess it's the weekend and she is doing her show. And regular Charmaine antics. And then who should walk in but Neek. Her man is back from Cameroon. Am I supposed to say it like that? That's a little Spanish. I always want to put a little Spanish twang on it, don't I? He's been gone for 6 long months and now she is back. And either she was a really good actress on this part. I think she actually was surprised that the man walked in the door. At least it looked like it. Okay, she was happy that he was there and I was happy that he was there. Neek is good for her. And any man that can put up with Charmaine's antics is alright with me. So she says that they got to get on home to make up for some lost time. So they take it on back to the apartment. And, you know what, is ready to knock some boots. Okay, I'm talking about knocking the boots. And, of course, Neek is always one foot in the door at the house and the other foot in the door at the office, okay? So he's working. He's on his computer. He's on his phone. And she was just like, come on now, we got some work to do. So she gets all dolled up in her lingerie. And I guess it was lingerie. They kept on blurring it out like she didn't have anything on. It looked like she was naked up underneath that robe. But anyway, she get on the bed and she present herself all sexily for Neek. He gets in the bed with her and, you know, she apologizes for tripping last season. Okay, that old whack proposal that she did when she was super stone drunk. She shouldn't have did that. No, you should not have. Embarrassed herself. That shit was so embarrassing. I could barely watch it. So she ain't on that no more. She, you know, did the marriage thing. That didn't work out. Now she want a baby. He was like, a baby? Like, most women I know want the ring and then the baby. I said, oh no, honey, not these new women of the day. They ain't even got to get the ring no more, child. It's just baby. I guess some men would think that that would be a blessing, but not Neek. Neek says, nah, right now ain't no baby in the cards. I don't know if any marriage is in the cards too, but as of now, Neek says no. But when you look at Charmaine and these pictures of her going around recently, did you guys see her on the MTV Awards red carpet? And she had on all that yellow tulle. And I was just like, it looked like you hiding a baby up under there. So Charmaine just might be pregnant in real life, but I guess we'll see if it plays out on the show. We still got a whole bunch of episodes left, so we'll see. We see Don and Cobra and Lily at the shop. You know, Don is trying to get ideas what he can do for fun with Ashley. Cobra can't believe they're still together. I said, girl, I can't believe that you thought they broke up. Lily is there, and Lily is in a foul mood. This shit on top of the shit that happened down in Jamaica, she can't get her head right because of the stuff that's going on in Mexico. You guys know that's her home country, and they're talking about the situation at the border. Families being separated, children not seeing their parents anymore. It is just atrocious. And of course, she can't help but worry about her family and friends down there in Mexico. She's frustrated, she's mad, and she feels like she needs to do something. She just don't know what she can do. And of course, she also thinks about her dad, who was killed by the Mexican cartel, the drug cartel down in Mexico some years ago. He was kidnapped, remember, for ransom. And when the family couldn't get together, what was it, something like $3,000, I believe? They found the body. They had already killed him. So they come up with a tattoo day. You know, they'll offer tattoos, and, you know, the money that they make from the tattoos for that day, they will donate to whatever whatever organization that they come up with to try to help out. So Lily finds out the ACLU is actually trying to help those people down at the border. So that will be the organization that they donate this money to. So tattoo day at the shop. They have a box for clothes, a box for shoes, a box for toys, a box for money. And they are just trying to raise and do whatever they can to help awareness and help these people down there at the border. The whole crew is there and everybody is lending their talents to help out. Charmaine around managing, okay, because what else does Charmaine do? They have the Chicago Sun-Times there. This time they're not talking about Ryan blowing holes in the wall, but instead they're interviewing Lily about her cause. So that's what this whole day is about. Not too many times that you get an episode on Black Ink Chicago where people are actually doing something worthwhile. She goes inside to do a tattoo for a client. He's a Mexican client, surprise, surprise, and he wants to get a cactus tattooed on his arm, okay? That shows the strength of the Mexican people. Okay, so they start to talk about the immigrant situation and how ICE has everybody really afraid. Even here in the United States, they've been having family members deported, separated, stopped, all of that. So it's just a terrible situation for the Mexicans in the United States right now. But she wants to remind everybody that the Mexicans are a strong people, that they have been through a lot, and they still continue to fight. So they raise $1,500. They take it to the ACLU and sit down. It's Van, it's Lily, and it's Reese. And they just sit down with one of the coordinators there, I believe, and she's just telling them how deplorable the situation is down there at the border. We had already been seeing it on the news, but you know, just children that are separated from their families and people that are trying to get into the United States being turned away, and they're out on the streets, and how unsafe it is. There's no food, there's no water. I mean, these people are desperate to get to a better life. The conditions is just horrible. Lily and Reese are both visibly shaken. You know, Van is kind of sitting there just sort of like, you know, he can't really believe it either. Thousands of families just broken up. And you guys already know that a good amount of those children that were separated from their families is just families are gone. They don't know who their family are or anything. So it's just really, like, I just can't believe that, you know, these people are being treated this way. Even if you were going to be sending them back, the least you could do is keep the families together. I mean, you got all these kids that are orphaned. Just a mess. Everybody is shaken by the visit, okay? So hopefully this $1,500, you know, they can take it down there and help out the best way that they can. Next, we see Don and Ashley. They at the Fun Zone. Is that the name of the place where they got the trampolines and the ball pits and all of that? Okay, they out there. They having a good time. You know, they just getting used to being friends again. And so far, it looks like it's been working out for the two. But Ashley wants to make sure that she makes it clear to Don that it's, you know, a fun date. This ain't nothing meaning that we back together or anything. I was like, girl, I don't know why you keep on playing this hard to get. Ain't nobody buying it. You guys are probably still together at that point. So it's just like she just insists on doing it. I said, okay, we gonna go on along. Y'all keep forgetting that I need to just be a good sport and go along with these things sometimes. When they sit down to talk, you know, and Donna's touching her thigh, she's like, nigga, get off. No. Don't be touching my thigh. Don't be trying to get in. Okay, it ain't going down like that. But Don was just like, eventually you ain't gonna be able to, you know, resist all this fine chocolate manness that I am. So, like I said, keep on playing hard to get, girl. Ain't nobody believing that mess. Later on, you know, Ashley, she tells us that she left the kids home with Don, and girl, she gonna go hang out with her girl Jen and another girl. What was that other girl's name? I don't know if I remember her name. Anyway, they get all dolled up and they go to the strip club. That's the train going by again. I guess me and the train got the same fucking schedule these days, don't we? Anyway, they go to the strip club, and child, this is the thick men's strip club. Remember I told you about the Right Track and Tigers and all that back in LA? And then, you know, they did have the big men at one time. Then everybody kind of started dwindling down to like some real thin like. And then it just got real weird. So, you know, we had stopped going. But people told me that Right Track was still going for a long time. Anyway, you guys, you know, we see the men come out, they all big, and, you know, they chocolate, and they doing all they little dance. I was like, ooh, child, booyah. Y'all remember booyah back there in LA? Oh, my God. It's still a sad story. It's tragedy, you guys. He was killed in a car accident. But I'm telling you, when I tell you he was the fucking best, that boy y'all used to come out there in his trench coat. He come out, he be doing his dance. That nigga flip up on the damn ceiling. I mean, on the ceiling, holding on to the rafters. I mean, it was the most amazing display. But yeah, he had a Porsche, and evidently he was driving really fast and lost control and got into an accident and was killed. It was just terrible. To me, that was the turning point for the Right Track. Anyway, I'm getting off track, you guys. Back to the show. Ashley is enjoying herself. She tells Jen and her friend that even though Donna's been, you know, acting right and trying to be fun and making her laugh and taking her places and giving her things, you know, right now, today, she's a single woman enjoying herself at the strip club, okay? So let's get on with the show. So, you know, the next man come out. He's in his fireman outfit. You know, he got something on his face, but you can clearly see it's Don. She doesn't know it, though, evidently, until he walks right up on her. And when he pulls his goggle thing up, and then she's like, ah! You know, so everybody is dancing around Don. You know, Don doing his whatever. He said in college back in the day, he used to strip for a few extra dollars. So he doing all his little dances and whatnots. And then he tried to pull a booyah that I just told y'all. He pull up on the rafter and pull the whole motherfucking thing down. We had already seen it on Instagram. But you know, those things are hollow and probably not that heavy. So he just pops right back up. He okay. But the shit was funny, you know. So afterwards, you know, Ashley is all cracking up and like, wow, what made you do this? You know, and he was just like, oh, I just want to see you laugh. You know, I love you so much. I was like, did you just say the I-L-Y phrase? Oh, okay. So they had a good time and they laughed and everything. And now she feels like because he went through so much trouble, she might as well go on and give him some. Girl, you was going to give him some anyway. Now at the shop, Cobra says that, you know what, she might be a hater and all, but she can't help but be concerned about these pictures that's on the internet. Evidently, Reese has stolen the artwork of another tattoo artist and claimed it as her own. She's telling Charmaine this, okay, like, that is not cool. In the tattoo world, I guess, you know, I guess in any type of artistic setting, nobody wants to have their shit stolen. You should not ever claim anybody's work, right? So it's a big deal, and Cobra's very offended by it, and Charmaine is just like, oh damn, like we gonna have to talk to her about this. Like, this can't go by. She's in our shop, okay? We don't want people to know that she's in our shop and she's lying about her work. That's a blemish on the shop that they don't need. They done already had all kind of other drama. Cobra says that, you know, she been on the street, she been around pimps, hustlers, murderers, but ain't nothing worse than a tattoo artist that'll try to steal somebody else's work. So she ain't got no more words for Reese. She already knew something was wrong with that bitch. She could have everybody else fooled with her cute face and her big titties jumping around in everybody's face, but Cobra knows better, okay? So she done already let Charmaine know, put her up on game. Yeah, they gonna have to have a word with Reese. Later on in the shop, when Lily and Reese are just sitting around, you know, and they're back from their ACLU visit and sitting around talking, you know, we see Lily done burned her hands. We don't even know how that happened. That Lily always in something. She said it was cooking. I was just like, okay. I think that they said that her fingers was burned so that they would have a reason for Lily to not do the tattoo of the girl that just comes into the shop, okay? Now, this girl comes in and she's supposed to be Cobra's client. And any other time, Cobra's very professional. She's always there on time. She always leaves late if she has to. She does whatever she has to do to make sure that her clients are happy. But Cobra's not there. Where is Cobra? We don't know. The girl comes in. She sits down. She's waiting 20, 30 minutes. And Lily is calling Cobra. Cobra ain't answering. It's going to voicemail. So Lily says, well, you know what, Reese, how about you handle the consultation? So Reese takes her in the back, handles the consultation. They start looking at drawings. And next thing you know, Reese is drawing up the tattoo on her back. At the same time, Cobra comes in. All right, she got a bag of ice to her face. What's wrong with you, Cobra? Oh, Cobra had an emergency. She had to get her wisdom tooth pulled. I forgot to tell you guys that Jen is there, but Jen ain't got nothing to do with nothing, so it don't matter. But she lays down on the couch. You know, she's in pain. Her face is swollen, so they say, even though I couldn't see it. And Lily was like, well, Reese is in there with your client because I had been calling you, you weren't answering, so I told her to handle it. You know, Cobra's like, oh, hell no. So she jump up and she go in there and she sees Reese about to start the girl's tattoo. And she was just like, wait a minute, where the fuck we do this at? Like, you couldn't just reschedule her? Why are you stealing my client? Reese was like, wait a minute, I'm not trying to steal your client. I was just trying to help out. You weren't here. We couldn't get in touch with you. She was waiting a long time. She was just like, still, that's bullshit. You guys are stealing my client. Now, see, let me just say, I would probably have a problem too with you trying to steal my client. Like, it would look like to me you were stealing my client. I guess it would boil down to what the client wanted, okay? Because if I was also the client waiting 30 minutes, I probably would have been mad. So What does a client want? Does she want Cobra to do it? She would reschedule. If I was getting a tattoo and I trusted the artist that I was having, then I would have rescheduled. Because ain't no motherfucker that I don't know they work putting no tattoo on me. Y'all don't know how much research I put into getting my tattoos done. But if the lady wanted Reese to do her tattoo, then what else can you do? But they never asked the girl. So Reese was like, what is your problem with me? And Cobra was like, my problem with you is I know what you did and I know who you are. Okay, I know you stole somebody else's work and claimed it as your own. And Reese was just like, sort of like, why are you talking about something that happened at the beginning of my career? Well, I mean, because you're a tattoo artist and she's mad that you're trying to steal her. I mean, can't you tell why she would do that? Cobra's so pissed. She goes storming out. And now Lily, that then sat there and listened to all that, Lily and Jen. Now that they done sat there and listened to all that, now Lily is sort of like, well, now what's this about you stealing work? And Reese was like, well, you know, back when I first started, I didn't have any clients. I needed clients. So I did make a mistake and steal artwork and say it was mine. But, you know, that was a long time ago and I would never do that again. You know, I went through a lot. A lot of people didn't like me. A lot of people had problems with me and I had to prove myself, you know, and it's been years now and I know I'm a dope artist and I can do it. And, you know, I'm not going to ever let people make me feel bad about what I did in the past. And Lily is sitting over there just getting more and more heated. You know, it don't take much to get that girl mad. She just, you know, again, in the tattoo world as the artist, like this is the ultimate sin. And she's mad that Reese didn't give her, you know, the 411 on it. So she's just looking at her like, I said, child, you better get, you know, within swinging distance, back up, back up. But Lily doesn't do anything. Instead, Lily was just like, I need to get some air. Okay, so she walks out and I guess we don't know where this leaves old Reese. I know one thing though, she better be glad that Lily walked out that door. Especially with everything else going on, Lily need a good fight in her life. Alright you guys, let me get off of here. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.